Comparing solar panel quotes, red flags to avoid. Quote comparison represents one of the most critical decisions in solar panel purchasing, yet many homeowners in Northern Ireland solely rely on the headline prices while missing crucial details that affect long-term value and system performance. Trading Standards data shows that most problematic installations often trace back to poor quote evaluation and inadequate due diligence during the selection process. Recognizing these warning signs during this quotation process will prevent costly mistakes and also allow you to help genuinely identify value propositions that deliver promised performance through the system's lifespan and the length of time that you use it. So the first thing you need to consider are pricing red flags. Quotes significantly below market rates often indicate corner-cutting compromises that will have a problem with your installation quality, equipment specifications, or your warranty protection. Genuine solar installations involve substantial equipment and labour costs that cannot just be eliminated like that without reducing the quality. If you have vague pricing structures without detailed component breakdowns, this will prevent meaningful comparison and it will allow for more unscrupulous installers to hide additional costs, so will eventually emerge during the installation process. Professional quotes will specify the equipment brands that they use, the quantities that they're going to use, the labour components, and they will do so clearly. Missing cost elements that might catch you out, and always check these, include scaffolding, electrical work, or even building control notifications that might be needed. And if any of these are missing or not accounted for or addressed, it could suggest either inadequate assessment or intentional cost concealment that creates budget surprises during project delivery. The next thing that I would always be worried about is pressure pricing. And this could be done through limited time offers or immediate decision requirements that are characteristics of high pressure sales, rather than a professional consultation that you would expect from trustworthy solar installers in Northern Ireland. And always ask for adequate time to consider and compare the quotes that you get. The next thing you need to worry about, the third thing, is the equipment specification. Concerns around generic equipment descriptions without manufacturer names, model numbers, or technical specifications will prevent you from verifying the quality levels of the kit that's going to be installed and the performance expectations, and allows you to, or doesn't allow you to, compare that against additional quotes. And ultimately, that will not allow you to make an informed decision. The next thing that I would check on are unusually high efficiency claims without supporting documentation, because this may indicate misleading specifications or equipment that does not meet the advertised performance levels under real world conditions. And the next thing that I would always be mindful of are mismatched system components, including inappropriate inverter sizing or incompatible mounting systems, because this will always suggest that there has been inadequate technical design that compromises your performance of the solar system that you install and its reliability. Something that I see quite a bit that I'm always mindful of, and it's not necessarily a problem, but something to be mindful of, and that is equipment substitution. And these clauses do allow installers to change specifications without consent. And this would, in its worst scenario, allow for unscrupulous installers to reduce the quality of the kit that you are installing. Now, many installers will go to the electrical factors, the companies that provide this equipment, and they're not available at the time that your install is happening. And that is natural. That happens all the time. As long as the installer flags this with you and matches in terms of quality and specification the kit that they are now installing, that's completely fine. But if they don't tell you, or they reduce the quality of the installation kit or the solar panels that you're getting, the battery, the inverter, all of those things, that's something to be wary of. The next thing that I want to talk about is the warranty and the servicing. Warning signs of this would be that your warranty terms seem too good to be true, and they often involve unrealistic coverage that companies cannot or will not honour through an extended warranty periods that are specified in the contracts. If the warranty responsibility is unclear between the manufacturer and the installation companies, this will create some confusion as well, and it will really be troublesome if there's a claim process, and it might leave you as the homeowner without adequate protection. So always check this. If there is limited warranty documentation or a reluctance to provide detailed warranty terms in writing, this suggests potential problems with warranty coverage or claim procedures during the system lifetime. Always be mindful to cross your T's, dot your I's, and understand where you sit in the event that something will go wrong. And that brings me to insurance, actually, which, any reputable solar panel installation company in Northern Ireland will have insurance verification, including public and professional indemnity, public liability and professional indemnity coverage to protect you as a homeowner from risks during installation or problems that occur from an accident that happens during project delivery. The next thing, I keep saying the next thing, design issues and assessment issues. Quotes that are based on phone conversations or online calculators without a site visit cannot account for property-specific factors that significantly affect your system performance, its quality, its performance, and the cost of installation and the complexity around that. Because if they're not on site, they will not see these things. If your solar installer does not come on site and do a proper installation procedural check and understanding of what your property is and the costs of what that's going to be, it would likely give unrealistic costs first and foremost, and ultimately unrealistic performance projections that exceed the models that these companies use online. And I'm not saying that this is incompetence or it's deliberate misrepresentation that will ultimately lead into disappointing results from your solar panels and your solar panel system, but it could. And if those installers do not come and do an adequate electrical assessment, they will fail to identify upgrade requirements, or it will cause complications when they go to do the installation. And this could create nasty surprises during the project delivery and the installation of your solar panels. And the final thing that I want to say on these installers who are not coming out and doing a proper site visit and understanding your system, they might just give you a generic system sizing without any consideration for the household consumption patterns, the roof characteristics, or they may just not be able to optimize the performance or the investment returns for your installation. And if I'm being really critical, we only care about ourselves, and I only care about making sure you get the proper returns, the proper installation for your solar panels. Now, the next point that I want to address is one that I'm not overly concerned about, but you should be. Many solar installers have been in business for 10 or 15 years, but there will be some who are just starting out, and that is completely fine. I started my business and people took a chance on me, but I gave them every ounce of credibility that I had. I made sure the job was done to perfection, and the fact that we were a not established or unestablished business, while it did put some people off, they soon became clients when they saw that we were doing the job that we said we would do. But you might take a chance on some installer, and that's fine. I have no issue with that. But here are some red flags that I would certainly avoid like the plague. If they don't have an established business address or trading from an address that's not a business address, this could indicate temporary operational systems, and that would provide inadequate long-term support throughout warranty periods. If they do not have professional certifications such as the MCS registration or any electrical qualifications that are noted on their website or on their quotes, or they even tell you about them, then this suggests non-compliance with industry standards that are essential for quality installation and regulatory compliance. That's the biggest red flag that you could have. And if they do not give you any customer references or testimonials, or you don't see that there's any reviews on their Google local business listing, then that could indicate potential problems with their work quality or customer satisfaction levels. But again, if they're a new company having 10 or 15 5-star reviews versus the 500 star reviews, 5-star reviews that an established company has, then it's not necessarily a problem for me, but I would always just be mindful that those reviews, the 5 big massive ones, are not paid for reviews, and that you look at the 1 stars to 2 stars and see what happens when things go wrong. New companies, new solar panel companies are not something that I'd be worried about, but I would do a little bit more due diligence on figuring out if they're the right company for me. Careful quote comparison will protect you from these red flags. It will protect you from unscrupulous installers, and it will help you to get genuine value that delivers the performance that you expect through the lifespan of your solar panel installation. And if you listen to this video and watch this video, you should be able to recognize those warning signs, those red flags that will happen during the quoting process in some instances, and lesser so in Northern Ireland, I have to be honest, but they still do happen, to ensure that you make an informed decision and an appropriate installer selection. Now, if you have any questions during your quoting process, you're always free to reach out to ourselves for a completely objective view. But the reality is, when you have your 2 or 3 quotes sitting in front of you, you should be able to make an informed decision by reviewing them like for like, side by side.